Well, for fans of the hit 90s and 2000s TV show Frasier, the lure of hearing Kelsey Grammer returning to the airwaves as Dr. Frasier Crane with new episodes has been unbearable until today. Joining me now in the Daytime Buffalo studio is co-creator and executive producer of the Frasier revival, airing tonight on Paramount Plus. Welcome, Joe Cristalli.
Oh,
thanks for joining me.
Happy to be here.
All right. Well, tell me about how this all came about.
Well, the original Frasier ended its run in 2004, and about 10 years later, I started doing Frasier jokes on the internet to try and get a job on the show that had been off the air for 10 years. People didn't really respond to it, but a couple years after that, Kelsey came out in the press saying he wanted to do the show again, so I made my agent send those jokes to his producers, and they met with me.
Wow.
And he heard, 30 some odd pitches, and he picked mine, and I wrote it with a friend of mine, Chris Harris, and he took ours, and now we're doing it.
The power of the internet.
I mean, you can manifest whatever you want, and I chose this for some reason.
No, we know. But you know why? Because it was such an iconic show for a whole generation.
I'm the biggest super fan there is. There's nobody that's seen more episodes than I have.
All right, so we've got to talk about Frasier Crane in 2023. Does this pick up where the original series left off?
I don't think it picks off. It's an evolution of his character, so it's not like he's been frozen in carbonite since when we last saw him. He left Seattle. He went to Chicago. He had a TV show there. He became extremely wealthy, and now it's the next chapter of his life where he goes back to Boston to reconnect with his son.
Yeah, what was the kind of creative process behind that?
The show is always going to be about Frasier and his son Freddie, because any fan of the original knows that they may not have had the best relationship since they did 11 seasons and you saw Freddie maybe 12 times in 270 some odd episodes. So the whole plan was Frasier's always been a good father. He's just been a little distant, so now he wants to reconnect with his son, kind of in the way he reconnected with his father, Martin, in the original.
Okay, so for fans of the original, what characters can we expect to see back?
Oh, man, I hope eventually all of them. Okay. Season 1, you'll get to see Perry Gilpin will be back as Roz, and Bebe Neuwirth will be back as Lilith. And as soon as we can hopefully get a Season 2, I'd love to bring as many people back. Gil, Bulldog, Niles, Daphne, anybody that wants to will be welcome.
Now, Joe, you're actually from here in the 716, right?
My wife is from the 716.
Okay.
We just moved back. We did. We moved back last year from LA.
Nice. So what has it been like kind of being bi-coastal and working on the show and everything?
The food in Buffalo is so much better than anywhere else. I mean, Jessica, my wife's family, is also here, so it's nice to see them. But the food is really, really something special.
So is the food what keeps you here?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, her mom and her sisters, yes, they're all great, but the food is really, really good.
And you've worked on some very well-known TV shows. How did you get to this point of launching this revival?
A long time. I mean, I have 4 kids, and 3 of them weren't even born when we started talking about the revival, I think 5 years ago.
Wow.
It's been a very long process with a lot of starts and stops, but Kelsey's always been very passionate that when the show was right, he wanted people to see it, and we finally got to a place that felt really good, and he's excited, and we're excited to get it out there.
And speaking of Kelsey, what's it like for him stepping back into these shoes?
It's so seamless and effortless. It's kind of wild, because you think of Kelsey Grammer as Frasier, but like you see him in a hallway and talking to him, he's always like, "Hey, what's going on, man?"
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not. Frasier doesn't say man. So he very effortlessly steps into those Frasier shoes and just goes back into that very erudite psychiatrist that everybody loves.
And he truly went back into it because he actually is singing the theme song, right?
He had to. I mean, we had the original theme song, and we just talked about Frasier's in a different point in his life. It needs to be a little smoother, a little cooler, a little hipper. And Kelsey was like, "I'll sing it again." And he did it again, and he's very talented.
And when will the new episodes be available weekly?
Today, Thursday, they're already on Paramount Plus, and they'll come out every Thursday.
Okay.
And the first 2 will be on CBS this Tuesday at 9:15.
That is so exciting. What does it mean to you? Like, you had this dream, and you just kept going for it, and now it's finally here.
Well, I've hit the mountaintop, so I don't quite know where I can go, because this is the only dream I've ever had, and it's been realized. So it's going to be only downhill from here, unless we do, like, 30 seasons and many spinoffs of this.
Okay, but when will I be making my guest appearance?
Oh, when do you want to?
Anytime.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Come on out.
All right. I can't wait. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And more importantly, I love that you're still here in Mustard, New York, doing your big things out in LA. Can't wait to go out there. Viewers, tune in for my star.
It's gonna be really good.
My appearance. Really, really yeah. I appreciate you so much for coming in. Good luck. I hope the show is a major success.
Oh, me too.
Many seasons to come. You got this. And viewers, again, Frasier premieres today on Paramount Plus, and the first 2 episodes will air right here on CBS on Channel 4 next Tuesday, October 17th at 9:15. And don't forget to add the hashtag Frasier if you post about it. Thanks so much for coming in,
Of course. Thank you for having me.